Everybody, welcome back to Video Game Esoterica and our continuing series, Unsolved Mysteries, where we take a look at some of the puzzles that have been plaguing my gaming brain for a while now. Before we get too far involved, though, if you could do me a huge favor, go down below, hit like and subscribe, and ring that notification bell. We appreciate your guys' support. This is a game that's running on the Konami M2 platform. It's Evil Knight, and that's just a 3DO M2 in an arcade format. And we featured this game pretty heavily when we started the channel because there wasn't really many playthroughs of it. It is quite rare. The reason we're talking about it today is there is a presumption that there is a better than the good ending in the game, a perfect ending if you will. And the reason we believe that is twofold. One, the arcade cabinet art for both the Japanese and North American versions mention a perfect ending, and then there's two songs on the disc that are never played in the game. And while it's not that strange for developers to leave content in code or assets on the game disc, it is a bit odd to have Red Book audio on a disc that'll never play, because that's not usually tied too much into code compared to an asset that would be in like a ROM dump. So our question is there a better than a good ending? And you'll see here on that cabinet art, I'll highlight it, it says use your skills to achieve the perfect ending. And then it shows some keys that you can collect. And we've played through this game a ton of different ways to try to figure out what different iterations you could run the game through to see how you would get the best ending. Because when you start, you're given the option to do track A, B, or C, and depending on which one you take, you're going to get a different ending. But you'll see here in the end, Liv has this book, the black book, these gates close behind her, and the boss comes back and weirdly tips over as a character model. It's a little bit strange and funny, but as the credits scroll, you're going to see that that was going to be the normal ending. There's a bad ending, there's a normal ending, and there's a good ending. To get the normal ending, you just have to take course A or course C, and you're guaranteed it, but we will have a route map up later on. To get the bad ending, you just have to die a repeated amount of times. It's actually pretty hard to get the bad ending because you have to basically die, I think, 100 or so times. But in the good ending here, you'll see that book catches fire, the building catches fire as well, and then they're able to escape, having never heard that voice again, the voice in Liv's head, and we end up getting the good ending. But the real question is there a perfect ending in here somewhere? We're not sure. And the really interesting thing in the game is when you first start, if you select course A or C, you will never get this book right here. And even though we can't find a single use for it in the game, you still have it in your inventory when you win no matter what ending you get. If you don't get this book and you don't select course B, the good ending is never going to be accessible to you. It's locked out instantaneously, which is a really strange design choice and makes me wonder, is there something in course A or course C we need? Because this is course A right now and you get this awesome fight with this eyeball wall, which is the only time in the game you'll ever see it. And you get a little story beat in A and C, but you never get any collectibles. So are we missing something? Or did they forget to put something in? Is there a perfect ending? Or we basically made this mystery up in our heads? And that's kind of what we're trying to figure out, is whether or not we're working at a goal that's solvable, or if this is just something like one of those old 90s gaming rumors where we think maybe it's in there, but it's not. And you'll see here in course C, we just get a little bit of a different part of the story. The issue with trying to solve a puzzle like this is not many people even own these arcade boards. I know about 5 people that own them, so if there's, double the amount of people I don't know, it'll be 10. And you'll see there I shot a doorknob off a door. They show up in 3D only in these 2 places, and we're able to get 2 different keys. Now you actually don't need both keys to get the best ending, and the first key we're going to get, the black key, you can get the best ending without ever using it. You can get the normal ending without using it. It's possible to beat the game and never use that key. We shoot the doorknob off this as well, and we're going to get a bronze key. And that's what we're really trying to understand, is what different configurations can you use the items in to be able to beat the game and see if we can unlock another ending. Because if there is more content for this game, I absolutely want to see it. And you'll see right here, there is this guy, and he's covering up a chained padlock. You can't use a key on that. The only way to get through it is to shoot it off. But if you shoot that off, you're guaranteed you can't get the good ending. You can only get normal. You have to wait for the camera to turn left and use the bronze key on this door, which is going to lead you into another room where you're going to be able to get quickly a gold key on a desk in a little cutscene. Without that gold key, you can't get the best ending, but all it does is cut half of stage 4 out. You're able to unlock a gate and not have to go through the entire level. You'll see here that we walk up to this gate after that guy stops throwing chunks of his own chest at us, and even though we shot it, it's automatic, it unlocks, and then we skip this entire Egyptian-themed underground level and go right to an elevator scene. And then when we get to the end here, It's just would be fun to know whether or not we're actually dealing with something that exists, or if we're basically making all of this up in our head. And that's kind of the fun part about these mysteries, is are they real or are they not? But the interesting thing, like I mentioned earlier, is if we actually take a look at the soundtrack to the game, there's 2 tracks contained within that never play in the game. And it seems like if they're on the disc, they should play. And the soundtrack isn't in perfect chronological order, but it seems like one track would play around stage A, B, or C, and one track would play right around the end. So it seems like it was at least planned to have a 4th perfect ending. And if we go into the hex editor and take a look at the bins here, we have a ending bin OSE, B, G, and N. Bad, normal, and good, but then there's an OSI bin, and then there's a bin for stage A, B, and C, but there's also a bin S. Is there an S stage? Is that the stage select? The bins just seem to work for the 3D animation portions. There's no bin files for, menu screens. But taking a look at the route map, stage A, B, and C, if you take anything but B, you can't get the best ending as far as we can tell. There's 2 keys on stage 2, normal and best ending possible with a black and bronze key, and on stage 2 you get a book automatically given to you. And then you just follow this flow chart down. We've kind of iterated all the different ways. If you don't shoot the lock gate and you unlock the door to get the gold key, the good ending is possible. If you don't shoot the lock gate but you don't have the key to get into the door, the normal ending is possible. And on stage 4, nothing really changes. It's automatic. If you have the gold key, you go through the gate and you're going to get the best ending. If you don't go through the gate, you're going to get the normal ending. But why can we get the best ending if there's still a key remaining? Even though you can use the black key in stage 4, you don't need to, and it's possible to never use it. The same thing with the red book. In the ending, it never appears. Is it just there for story elements? Or is there some place that we could shoot something or otherwise interact with it and see what it does? Because you'll see there I shot the gate with that shotgun, and now we're going to be able to go further into the level. And actually, it's more fun getting the normal ending versus getting the good ending because it chops a lot of stuff up. But you'll see here in the ending, we're able to have all these items still left in our inventory. And that's the most confusing part, is that black key, you don't have to use it, and this red book never gets used. If you have any thoughts or ideas, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear them, because I am still perplexed about this. I'm really like 50-50 whether or not there's a better ending than this right here, or if we've kind of just concocted this entire mystery up in our heads. But that stage S bin is a little bit, confusing to me. Unfortunately, I can't unpack the bins at this point in time, and having 2 songs on the soundtrack that don't exist in the game also makes me think they must be played somewhere. But that's about it. We'll be back on Sunday and Tuesday with more videos as well on Friday. But that is Unsolved Mysteries. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much. Like I mentioned earlier, go down below and hit that subscribe and notification button. We really appreciate it. Short of that, have a good weekend. Bye-bye.